Can the authority of the Pope of the Holy Catholic Church be validated in a single fresco painting? Hello, my name is Austin Martin, and today I will be speaking about Perugino's fresco entitled Christ Delivering the Keys to St. Peter. First, I will describe with a little history on the painting, then move on to the medium used, and finally I will describe the painting as well as my views on it. This work was commissioned by the Vatican for the Sistine Chapel in 1481. This was a common thing back in the Renaissance period for the Vatican to commission paintings or commission artists to create paintings for various religious purposes. This specific area, the Sistine Chapel, was the Pope's private worship area where he spent every day worshiping and becoming closer to God. This work was finished in 1482 during the Middle Renaissance period in Rome, Italy. The medium used on this was fresco, which was the most popular medium used during the Renaissance in Rome. This method is easily described by placing wet plaster on a wall, then painting on the wet plaster, and then finally, when the plaster dries, the paint dries with it, and the painting is forever sealed within the wall. The only drawback is the paintings are not movable as they are part of the structure. So, moving on to the description of the painting. If you look at the painting in the PowerPoint provided, you'll see that there's a very linear perspective as well as a one-point perspective, meaning that the most important aspects of this painting are in the center. So, by looking with this knowledge, you can see that in the background we have the Temple of Jerusalem in the center, which was then the center point of the Catholic religion, as well as in front of that we have Jesus seen on the left with a halo, giving keys to St. Peter on the right, who's knelt before him. St. Peter is most famously known as the first Pope of the Holy Catholic Church. This is where the validation of the Pope's authority comes into play, as Christ is handing the keys to his kingdom over to St. Peter. Now you can see that in the background there's a sort of grid laid out that gives the painting its dimension. Now this grid is using orthogonal lines that all meet in the middle at the Temple of Jerusalem. According to Arnold Kunin, the style is inspired by Andrea del Verrocchio, who was a painter for the Medici court during the time. This fresco is believed by many, including myself, to be a good omen for the Pope and is seen as a validation of papal authority and the authority of the Christian religion. In conclusion, I feel that this painting is one of the most important paintings in the Sistine Chapel because it gives some sort of validation for the Catholic religion, even though I am not Catholic myself. Today it is viewed still by many as one of the most important in the Sistine Chapel, though it is surrounded by paintings from other famous artists. As I said, it is one of the most important, and it is one of my favorite paintings.